What is going on, world? Welcome back once again. My name is ZacNovak and this is ZacNovak Plays Games. Now in today's video we're actually going over a bunch of info that Bungie did actually drop with this week at Bungie, which they don't like calling it the TWAB for some reason, so we'll just go with this week at Bungie. Roll the intros, let's get into the video, and I certainly hope you enjoy. Alrighty, so doing this thing live. Now we'll have to say that my computer has just been horribly just messed up for the last few days. Not really sure what's going on. It keeps deleting videos, hard drives just keep not getting recognized, USB devices just stop working. So hopefully this video in itself does go well. Let's get into this, starting things off with, as it states, this week at Bungie, we introduced you to the Warmind. Yes, if you didn't actually know, the Warmind is now a thing. We all know about it. Info and stuff has been dropped about it. Things that were leaked have actually been coming true, and stuff along those thoughts have been kind of, just trickling out as stuff does. But in the last few days, there has been a downpour of amazingly crazy amounts of info. Let's start things off with what they state. Several waves of developers talked about what you'll find in the game on May 8th. Creative director Brent Gibson from Vicious Visions joined design lead Evan Nikolish from Bungie on our Twitch stream to talk about Destiny 2 Warmind. It was Bungie's first conversation about the new story created by two studios working as partners. After a quick tour of Hellas Basin and an introduction to Anna Bay, Bungie dove into a bit of gameplay. Now design lead Jacob Benton and design lead Ben Womack walked us through the Escalation Protocol, a new cooperative endgame activity with some intense challenges and exclusive rewards. And they mean exclusive because some of those things will take a while to get. Yeah, it's cool. For the final act, Senior Crucible Design Kevin Yanes gave us a preview of seasonal Crucible rankings and private matches, with Cosmo riding shotgun, while Senior Sandbox Design John Wisniewski and Sandbox Design Lead Josh Hamrick spiced up the live exercise with some commentary about how exotic weapons are evolving for all players in Season 3. Oh yeah, and Deej hosted. Check out the stream if you didn't actually watch the entire thing, because there is some pretty cool jokes in there. I will have to say some of the things actually made me laugh, some of the things made me go wow, some of the things made me go oh, and some of the other stuff just made me go like, what? Bungie is really doing this? Check it out. If you didn't actually check it out, I did a video a couple of days ago. It'll probably be either in the description or at the end of this video. But continuing on, there is a lot more to talk about. So, the main big topic about this week at Bungie is the exotics. Now the exotic investments. They do state, how do you make an exotic feel more exotic? Well, initially it's a two-part question, including how it feels to acquire and upgrade the weapon and how it actually feels to use said weapon. To answer the first question, Senior Investment Designer Mark Yader is here to walk us through the process. Sorry if I butchered the name, it's just... there's a Black Hawk going over. Cool. It's followed. Oh, hi Mark! Our goals in extending masterwork perks and mechanics to exotic weapons are primarily to create new endgame goals for hobbyist players and reinforce specific activities with these long-tail pursuits. There were a few problem spaces that we wanted to actually address when creating the exotic masterwork pursuit. First up, exotics in Destiny 2 are very easy to acquire. Many players have most, if not all, of the non-quest exotics. As we don't want to make players re-earn each exotic weapon, exotic masterwork acquisitions and progression needed to take place after acquisition. Additionally, we needed to figure out a player-friendly way of representing the process of obtaining and applying an exotic masterwork. The milestone trade doesn't provide a good flow for every exotic masterwork, and bounties are planned for summer. With these goals and restrictions, Bungie did land on the following player experience. There will be one exotic masterwork per exotic weapon that exists so far in Destiny 2. In order to begin the masterwork process, players will have to find an exotic masterwork catalyst. When inspecting the exotic, there will be a hint at what activities can grant the catalyst for the weapon. Not all exotic masterworks have the same drop rates. Some exotic masterwork weapons are guaranteed after a certain amount of engagement, while others are earned at random, which that in itself just makes things even more good, because it means there is just a vast amount of content literally just around weapon actual exotic masterworks, which that in itself, being such a small part of the game, but being such a big thing, is really cool. And them actually using Cold Heart for, you know, the masterwork exotic teas, I do think is pretty freaking cool, because Cold Heart in itself is just awesome, and you know, there's only 2 trace rifles in the game, so yeah, having one of them look pretty cool in this week at Bungie is pretty cool this week at Bungie. Once acquired, the catalyst can be applied to immediately enable orb generation on double kills for this weapon. Exotic weapons with the catalyst applied would also start tracking enemies defeated like their legendary masterwork counterparts. That's pretty cool. I mean, going out and having my Sunshot that has like 300,000 enemy kills on it, that's gonna be a lot of fun. After applying the catalyst, there will be bounty-like objectives available that will need to be completed in order to upgrade it to the final masterwork state, which will apply the stat/perk bonuses to this weapon, making it even more juicy of a weapon in itself. Yeah. That's cool. They do state, a few masterworks will require you to do a single thing when others will actually require you to do multiple steps. These objectives will vary in difficulty and length, but will not be determined by RNG. The goal for these objectives is to push the player to engage with the weapon that they wish to make into a full masterwork, which means just, you know, use the weapon and have fun, because that's what they were made for. Now they're made to be even more exotic than what they already were as being exotics. That just makes me even more of a spicy exotic. Although when it comes to difficulty, there will be a few exotic masterworks paired with difficult activities or accomplishments in game. We're expecting that there may be 1 or 2 exotic masterwork weapons that gives players the opportunity to set goals in mastering specific activities in order to earn them in their most desired masterwork way. And to get it out of the way, they go ahead and actually answer a few questions that they are already expecting people to ask. Each exotic weapon pursuits only need to be done once per account. You don't have to chase your white whale on each character, which I guess is kind of cool because it means you can unlock the masterwork pretty much at almost any point on any weapon on each account after you have actually acquired it. Through the masterwork process, duplicate drops of an exotic weapon via engrams, milestones, or even the exotic collection will be initialized at your current masterwork upgrade state. So if you actually happen to dismantle something that is in the process of being masterworked up and you are upset and unhappy, don't worry, you can get it back with the actual same masterwork progress on it, which is cool. To note, not all exotic masterworks will be available immediately when Season 3 begins. If you inspect an exotic weapon and a masterwork socket is not visible, the catalyst is not yet available in-game. However, it will be in the future. Keep that in mind. And Bungie did also state they're not actually going through and publishing guides on how to acquire actual specific exotic masterworks. That's all for us in our brains. Moving on though, but staying in the topic of exotics, they have exotic gunsmiths. Now when I read this, I was like, wait, there's gonna be an exotic gunsmith? And then I read it and I was like, no, the people that actually do the exotics are gunsmiths. Okay, gotcha. Moving on. Over the last few weeks, senior sandbox designer John Wisniewski has been giving previews of how some exotic weapons are evolving at base levels to feel more powerful in Season 3. They're keeping up with the streak. This week, the Tractor Cannon, Hardlight, and Borealis are up for conversation. I did a video on the exotics that actually were coming in this DLC, and I did actually talk about these, and I'm pretty close to predictions, so I like it. He does state, quick thanks and recognition to the video capture team that has been working hard to play, record, and publish this stuff on a tight deadline. You guys have actually been doing even better work than I have with my YouTube videos, so double thumbs up. You guys are pretty freaking awesome. Congrats. Now the tractor cannon. It's a weapon that pretty much everyone loves, both for fun and because it's actually pretty decent. Well, it's getting even better. The lacking utility for most players was it didn't really feel like a utility weapon. Now, however, to address this, in addition to the expected damage and physics impulse, any target hit by tractor cannon now has a debuff applied that adds suppression and makes the target vulnerable to void damage for 10 seconds. Suppression will function as expected, so in the Crucible this will shut down active supers and prevent players from using their abilities, which this is pretty cool. In PvE, this will put most enemies in the suppression state where they will cower and grovel. The void vulnerability adds a significant weakness to any source of incoming void damage. So if you're a solo player, run it with your favorite void weapons and or subclass for optimal damage and effects. And if you're running with a coordinated strike team, then make sure both you and your teammates are actually using this weapon, so enemies can be both excited and terrified when they see you, and it's the same feeling you can feel for yourself. And in itself, just feeling how fast this thing actually melts and seeing it in action is just crazy. Just check this out. So yeah, that looks pretty freaking cool, I have to say. But that's not the only cool exotic that's actually getting an upgrade and change. Hard Light is also in the following running. Now Hard Light is inheriting the Borealis damage type reload swap. Holding reload will cycle elemental damage types in combat. The teaser clip below shows off it pretty well, but what it doesn't actually show very clearly is the other interesting change Bungie has made to it to lean into this weapon's efficiency in gameplay. The bounce projectiles have always been a dazzling laser light show, but actually using them to do some real work on enemies around corners or off walls has always been seriously difficult. It's more of a suppression tactic rather than a reliable offense. One option Bungie did consider was preserving aim assist for the lifeline of the projectile, which I think would have been really OP because then it means you can hit your enemy in almost any spot. That's too OP. As well as the whole fact that it would make your system run like a stop footage projectile. Because, yeah, as they state, imagine 12 players on a console in 6v6 all using this weapon, each enemy firing around every corner 3 frames on our aim assist code, trying to predict the trajectory of each bullet for up to 3 bounces, and then the attempt to correct it to hit a target. Yeah, that's too much information, and it just means it makes the weapon seriously OP. It also makes the game kind of run pretty crappy because, you know, trying to predict where those bullets will go means the machine is running extra hard, and that's just too much. So Bungie decided to, rather than make it easier for you to land a bounce shot, they made the payoff better when it does actually happen. So now bullets that bounce do double damage. Bungie is also looking forward to seeing some montages from the geometry nerds out there, because I myself am really good at geography. I'm going to leave my webcam up there because I can't be bothered getting rid of it and clicking onto my other screen. So let's do this, checking it out. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Honestly, really cool, not just like kinda cool. Bungie also states they also have the natural question that comes up from time to time with this. Doesn't this change and make Hard Light a little bit better of a choice than Borealis? Well no, while Hard Light will definitely have more uptime due to its living with the energy slot, Borealis is also getting an update that will make itself a little bit more of a tempting choice. This is what they're doing. For the Borealis, the utility of having a weapon that can match any damage shield on the fly is good, but in order to make the weapon great, we wanted to double down on the reward for successfully pulling this off. After breaking an enemy shield with a matching damage type, Borealis now deals double damage until the next reload or damage type swap. For PvE activities, it gives the weapon a more reliable benefit than Hard Light in both casual modes and high pressure activities. However, However, it's not just a perk that's meant for PvE. This behavior also applies to the enemy guardians that are in Crucible while their supers are active. Simply put, if you use a void round to break the shield and or kill an enemy sentinel titan who is actively using their super, you have double damage sniper rounds. Yes, legitimately one hit to the body. They state that you'll see in a second, this thing is just no joke. That lasts until you die or reload. Now it is pretty hard to pull this off and requires a fair amount of predictive awareness, but Bungie has actually made it happen organically a few times during their internal playtests. But Bungie is highly confident that some skilled players will be able to make some seriously amazing plays in the PvP with this weapon. Ha. Okay, nice. What? Oh my god, this thing is a god. Literally, play that back one more time. This scares me. I'm really glad this isn't on Xbox. I would hate PvP. That is Bungie. You guys are doing some seriously amazing work. This makes me want to get a PlayStation 4, get Destiny 2, get Borealis, just to do this. Oh wait, I have it on PC. I got Destiny 2 on PC, cool. And speaking of Crucible, moving on, we have Glory, Vela, and Combat. Since their original announcement, seasonal Crucible rankings have been a hot topic. The Crucible team has been hard at work to improve and implement this system. Starting with Season 3, Crucible rankings will be available to all players of Destiny 2. Senior Crucible design Kevin Yans gave a quick overview on stream of what you can expect, but while diving deeper into the woods to answer some of the actual burning questions that everybody has, this is what is follows. Kevin states, "Hey everyone. During the Warmine reveal stream, we showcased seasonal Crucible ranks for the first time. We've been seeing a lot of questions from the community, so let's get into the hot topics everyone has been asking about. Now, what are seasonal Crucible rankings? Well, seasonal Crucible ranks are comprised of two key mechanics, a level and rank points. As players earn points in each rank, they will level up and unlock new rewards for shacks to dole out in the tower. Leveling up gives players an assortment of Crucible tokens, Crucible engrams, and masterwork cores depending on how far they have leveled. There are 6 specific Crucible ranks that players can reach, starting with the rank of Guardian and ending with players becoming Legend. Here is the full breakdown of what levels each Crucible ranks will feature. We have Guardian, we have Brave, we have Heroic, we have Fabled, we have Mythic, and then we have Legend. Very much sounding like the skulls from Halo, Bungie. What is this? I like it. Is it a nod, or is it just, you know, coincidence happen? Starting with Season 3, Bungie is launching 2 new Crucible ranks, Vela and Glory. Vela is a progression rank that goes up as you complete matches. Winning helps you move up faster and there are no loss penalties. Vela ranks serve to showcase a player's time commitment to playing Crucible. As players win, they will accumulate a win streak that will give players a bonus set of points for each subsequent win. These win streaks will cap out after 5 wins, and then they'll reset. Try to see how often you can hit a full 5 win streak if possible. For even me, I don't think that's very possible. Players who complete their Vela ranks can choose to reset them to begin their journey anew and even make progression towards some rewards that require a fixed number of resets. So keep in mind, there are actual things that will take a while to get because you have to actually complete things to get them. Glory is a progression rank earned in the competitive playlist that goes up as you win matches, but also goes down as you lose. Closing out wins is how players are going to move up here. Glory ranks serve to showcase the mastery players have in some of the most intense game modes, and also show how they stack up against worthy opponents. Now, Glory features the same win system from Vela, but with the addition of loss streaks that will work similarly the same. As players lose consecutive matches, they will lose more and more points. This means no game is without it for stakes. So it's kind of best to stay on your A game and try your hardest, put your try-on pants, pull up those try-hard socks, and pilot that try-hard ship because you need it. But really, what do I earn for moving up in the ranks? Well, beginning in Season 3, new Crucible rewards will be attached to seasonal Crucible ranks. This means that armor ornaments, emblems, and new weapons will require players to earn both Valor and Glory ranks to acquire them. Players receive reward packages when reaching a new level in Valor or Glory, but please note players also receive Glory packages only the first time that they start up a new rank is reached in the season. If you lose a match and you drop a rank, you do not receive another reward package when ranking back up. So you can't just win-win, lose-lose, win-win to get actual loot. Doesn't work like that. In addition to the sweet of Destiny 2 Season 3 awards, Bungie is also planning on bringing unique weapons, well, a unique weapon, to Glory ranks for players to work towards. The weapon will only be available for the first duration of the season, and once the season ends, it will disappear for a long time. That means potentially you can get it back in the future, but maybe not. So kind of get it if you can, when you kind of can get it. If you kind of can get it, get it. With this first season, Bungie has actually made a new weapon called Redrix's Claymore. This pulse rifle features a unique perk set in it has Outlaw, as well as a new intrinsic perk called Desperado. Reloading while Outlaw is active increases your rate of fire. This translates to defeating enemies in the same 3 bursts that currently take down from high impact pulse rifles, just much faster. Make sure to land your headshot kills and you can keep the Desperado and Outlaw perk running indefinitely, which this is a serious change up for Destiny. This means there is a brand new perk that literally can kind of go against almost all other perks in the Crucible. Depending on how things go, this weapon, Redrix's Claymore, it may be, you know, the new meta weapon. Redrix's Claymore will be available to players once they reach that Fabled level in Glory ranking, which means you don't have to actually hit Legend, but ranking above Fabled will be rewarded with an ornament for Redrix's Claymore and a new emblem. For those who push their Glory rank to Mythic and above, a special secret awaits you. I'm guessing most likely it's either going to be shaders or it's going to be some form of aura or something of these lines, an aesthetic looking thing, because if it is a weapon or something along these thoughts, potentially maybe better than anything else in the game. We'll have to see. But they have just brushing back up against it. Where can you earn these ranks? Well, Valor is earned in Quick Play, Rumble, and Mayhem, whereas Glory is simply just in competitive. Trials and Iron Banner will not have any Crucible ranks attached to them, as they already have their own investment rewards and are separate from the Crucible. Additionally, to maintain the integrity of Glory ranks, players will only be able to earn Glory in the competitive playlist. So yeah, keep that in mind. Bungie also states, well, why should I keep earning Glory each week after each week? Well, each week your Glory rank will change depending on the number of games you played. Maxing out at 3 games per week, players ranked Fabled and below will earn bonus Glory reward points each week. For players ranked Mythic and Legend, each match completed will reduce the amount of Glory rank decay, up to preventing the decay for a week. This means if you're a player in Mythic or Legend, you will need to hop into the competitive playlist at least 3 times a week to maintain your status. So, if you can keep winning and things like that, it's fine. If you start losing, you lose points. However, if you can actually go far enough and, you know, get to a certain point where you are preventing your actual decay in, I guess, Glory rankings, that in itself is pretty cool. It means you don't lose as much of your Glory rankings as you would without doing it. Now, will matchmaking be based on Glory ranks in the competitive playlist? Well, the competitive playlist will be using the existing matchmaking system. At the start of Season 3, Bungie is going to reset the skill bucket in competitive to give every player an equal start as they begin their climb to Fabled and beyond. This means that as you win and lose, your skill and rank will go up or down accordingly. As always, Bungie is never done iterating and improving the actual system, and in itself, once in a blue moon they'll change things up, and yeah, we can sink our teeth into that. Too long, give me bullets? Well, they actually state, which is TLDR. Valor caps out at 2000 ranking points, features win streak bonuses, can be reset when fully completed with no cap on resets per season, resets each season, has ornaments, emblems, and weapon rewards, requires a fixed number of Valor resets to earn some rewards, and features in quick play, rumble, and mayhem. Whereas Glory caps out at 5500 rank points, features win streak bonus points, adds loss streak penalties for reoccurring losses, players can earn bonus rank points or fend off decay by completing 3 competitive matches each week, only resets each season, has ornaments, emblems, and weapon rewards, features unique seasonal chase weapons that can be earned at favored level. About 40% of the entire population most likely will get there, as well as lets players earn ornaments for seasonal weapons at legend level. Or 1 ornament at legend level. How are you going to make sure everyone plays fairly in the ranked competitive environment? Well, update 1.2.0 will actually come with a slew of improvements to the security system to maintain and make the better sanctity of the competitive realm and experience. So what they actually did was made it feel more appropriate and made engagements to ensure that the Crucible experience is a good one. When can I start earning ranks? Well, players can start earning seasonal ranks beginning May 8th with the release of update 1.2.0. That most likely will be after or before the actual release of the DLC, which is cool. But continuing on talking about Crucible and opponents and things like that, worthy opponents. Playing the role of matchmaker isn't an easy feat. In Destiny 2 update 1.2.0, the Crucible team will be addressing player feedback about pre-made fire teams being matched against solo players. Yeah, it happens a lot. PvP lead design Derek Carroll has a quick breakdown of the changes that are going in and what players can expect starting May 8. Derek says as follows. From reading your feedback and looking at data, it's clear that solo players are facing an uphill battle in the Crucible when they encounter well-coordinated opponents. Players in fire teams have a subsequential advantage, particularly as average skills increase. In the current Crucible, solo players at virtually any skill level will win fewer matches than half of their games. That I can attest to. Although the other day I went really freaking well, played 17 matches and my team won 17 times, which that never happens, although I was playing with a group that were actually a clan, so yeah, keep that in mind. He continues on, we're making sure that some under the hood adjustments are there to try to ensure that even when solo players do end up fighting against fire teams, they'll be doing it in a more even battlefield. Instead of using normal skill value when in a fire team, we will use a modified value that takes your fire team size into account. The larger your fire team, the larger the potential modification. We don't want to try to actually completely nullify the benefit of team play, so our initial values are conservative and can and will be tuned as we see the system working in the wild. All these systems can be configured on our servers without waiting for a new update, so we'll be able to make additional tweaks based on what we see. We also encourage you to bring your friends with you into the Crucible, but we think this change will improve your experience during those times you have to fly solo. As always, Bungie will be keeping an eye on how these things actually change in the future and are going to be working on them from time to time to change things up to make them better or, well, just to make them less worse. But continuing on, we have the Iron Banana. It's back. We had a week's break and it's gonna come back. Lord Saladin returns for the final bout, or I should say it's more like the final battle of Season 2 for the Iron Banner. Now begins May 1st and ends May 8th. Pretty good timing. The game is Control. Some people have actually noticed that while diving back into the Iron Banner playtest pretty quickly compared to previous months, senior designer Jeremy Peischel, sorry if I butchered your name, gives a quick rundown of initial feedback they are looking into to address the 6v6 since it went live. The Yarpy does actually say, while we continue to evaluate the feedback and data from the last Iron Banner Control with 6v6, we've heard 2 messages very clearly. Having more opportunities to play 6v6 is highly desired and Control remains the most popular mode for 6v6. As such, you can expect Iron Banner to feature 6v6 Control exclusively moving into Season 3. That is freaking cool. 6v6 back in Destiny 2 for Iron Banner with Control. It just feels amazing, and the way Control starts out now is even better. There's also the actual statement: as a warning, this will be your last chance to earn any of the Season 2 ornaments, so make sure you jump in and complete those objectives. I've gotten all mine except, I think, is it the chest or is it the gauntlets? I'm pretty sure it's the chest. I'm missing the chest. It's the one about melee and grenades. Tell me which one it is. Anyway, moving on. We are going to the safari. Sorry if that was really racist. I didn't want that to sound racist. Just in my head, I heard just this guy saying, yeah, anyway. Safari Stripes. Speaking of Iron Banner, Destiny player support has been working behind the scenes to investigate reports of error codes encountered last week. If you've recently seen a pesky zebra or two, read below for some important information. Now that's some newts. I get newts like every day. Don't know what that's about. Pretty sure it's just playing with someone on the same IP address, and games don't work very well like that. Anyway, with Zebra. With the launch of 6v6 Iron Banner, there was a large increase in Zebra error codes, which were determined to be caused by players timing out while loading into the maps. Bungie did actually take steps to reduce the rate of this error occurring by increasing the time in which players could attempt to load into a crucial match. If you continue to frequently encounter Zebra error codes during 6v6 Iron Banner and you're experienced with the issues for the connection quality or PC hardware, there is minimum specifications down below, or just let Bungie know on the help forum that you're having problems. To improve the performance and reduce the frequency of Zebra error codes, you may want to try the following. Read through the Troubleshooting Network Guide for recommendations on optimizing your network setup. On consoles, try clearing your console cache, which I forgot how to do that. Google it. It'll show you. And on the PC, close any other open programs, ensure all drivers are up to date, or run the scan and repair tool. Pretty simple. Bungie expects to see that this issue continues in the future for 6v6 Iron Banner events. However, after update 1.2.0, the instance of the Zebra error codes will prevent players with the Beat or Kale error codes. If you encounter these issues, please post a report to the hashtag help forum. And quickly, I usually don't actually point these things out, however this guy is seriously good at Crucible, and I kinda wish I had this talent. Either he's just gotten really freaking lucky, or he is just a good player, or the enemies he's facing are just horrible. Check it out. Also quickly, I don't want to say the guy is like a bad player or anything like this. This guy looks like a good player, and I don't want to shit on anyone's skill and stuff like that, because I myself am probably just a dried up piece of dog shit sitting in the corner at the Crucible. But hey, that's just me. Check it out.
Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. All of you together, like Iron Lords. You look pleased. Vicious. Two down. Three down. Don't let up until they're dust, Guardian. This isn't over. Warlocks treat battle like arithmetic. You're very good at arithmetic. You're on the edge of victory. Annihilate them. All of you together, like Iron Lords. That's two. Your weapon defines you. Zone C lost. That's two. Three down. Another one off the list. Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours. I haven't met a warrior like you since the Dark Age. Guardians are saints. So polite. I think this city...
He's good. He's pretty good. And fusion rifles are just, ooh, spicy. And finally, finishing things off, they state it's good to be back at the office. We're less than 2 weeks out from the Warmine and the beginning of Season 3. Restoring the hobby in Destiny 2 has been a major goal throughout the development process, and what you've read above and seen in this video are a few steps in that direction. Soon it will be in your hands and our hands, which I'm really freaking excited about, and we'll be able and ready to play it and, you know, progress and process the information and everything in the game. because there's a lot of stuff. Then this looks cool. And Aphrodite is bae. But so is Anna bae. Who do I choose? Aphrodite? Anna bae. Aphrodite? Anna bae. Aphrodite? Anna bae. Anna bae is winning. Yeah, Anna bae for sure. Ooh, look at those eyes. But anyway, this has been ZacNovak. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Do all that good stuff down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you guys are excited about this stuff down below. If you're a new viewer, thank you for your viewership. If you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. If you want to stay up to date with all my stuff, hit the bell notification down there next to subscribe and do all that good stuff. And I'll be cheering like Karen if he was at Sharon. But until next time, this is ZacNovak signing off. Peace out.